They came from all over the country, disregarding the cold, snow, or day of the week. The goal was one, to show the new government that Poles are not indifferent. Today we showed the strength of the nation, the strength of sovereignty, that indeed Donald Tusk must consider us. It cannot be this way that they will come in and unlawfully break everything possible. I'm not a member of Law and Justice. I'm not a member of any party. And I'm only here because I'm frightened by this reality that Donald Tusk is building for us here, because I'm frightened that it can also affect my life. I don't understand this argument at all, this explanation that they're doing things a little bit illegally, because the president won't sign. And have they proposed anything to the president? Today I am experiencing martial law for the second time, December 13th. Also, Mr. Tusk, we will not forget this. We want to be free. We want to have our own voice. I have already protested against Tusk in 2008. This man will not change. He is the authoritarian type. He will not change. He is changing, if anything, for the worse. Participants in the protests were not stopped by the barriers or thousands of police officers who are pulled from all over the country. There must be consent, because this is not your barrier. But for 8 years, there was always something hanging here. Why can't we now? I don't know. That's the order we have. The Speaker of the Parliament just 2 months ago promised that the barriers would not return in front of the Parliament, that the Parliament would not be a fortress. They are back. And what hurts me the most is how the Constitution, which so many people have chanted, wore on their shirts even, is being violated, and now they're just breaking it. Do you feel disappointed? I feel very disappointed. I think a lot of young people feel let down at this point, because they voted for the third way, and it turned out that there is no third way. It is estimated that about 300,000 people took part in the Free Poles protest. Wiejska Street and the area in front of the Polish Sejm was filled to capacity, as was the avenue where the Prime Minister's office is located. I must thank each and every one of you who came here today on this unpleasant winter day, a weekday at that. There is a very, very large number of us here. But if we were to gather here on a beautiful day in the spring or summertime, one could say that there would be twice as many, or maybe 3 times as many of us. We will not allow the voice of more than 10 million Poles to be ignored. Is it being ignored? Let's talk to the politicians of the ruling party. Do such protests force you to reflect that there is indeed something wrong, that certain actions may be controversial or illegal? Every action raises controversy. As a school principal, I have made many decisions every day that raise controversy. However, the forcible removal of MPs by police from the presidential palace in the absence of the head of state has little to do with democracy. I think we're dealing with a regime of sorts. We're encountering the kind of Eastern treatment of people as seen in such pure regime countries like North Korea or Russia. Where has the constitution gone that the current rulers invoked so often in the campaign? I think it was simply a lie. It seems to me that in general, everyone spoke very beautifully just before the elections, because they wanted to evoke in all the people who were going to the elections that it would be wonderful, great, and we would be happy. And here it turned out, after the elections, to be quite the opposite. Poles also disagree with the government's forcible takeover of public media. I want to have my own opinion. I want to have my own journalists. I want to have a choice. I want to watch my own media. They want to take away that choice? Of course they do. They have already taken away that choice. Thousands expressed support for TV Republika. We ask Poles to support TV Republika so that there's a right-wing media in Poland and not what is happening now. We came from Sieradz and we support TV Republika. We only watch TV Republika. Bravo. Let's shed light on reality, because we can't let our homeland die in darkness. Information monopoly is darkness. This monopoly is being broken by our station, which overnight became the second most watched news station in the country. Adrian Borecki, TV Republika.